Yeah, good morning, everyone. So we saw yes on Friday, U.S. market bounce back sharply. Last 2-3 days, the U.S. market is seeing some short covering. The key reason for the bounce back on Friday was that the consumer expenditure price index, which is been followed by FOMC, Fed to decide on the future course of interest, has shown some sign of relief, wherein it has come at 4.9 versus expectation of 5.2, indicating that the inflation is slowing down a bit. So that has taken the US market on a positive stride. And the key thing was that before that week, the market came off very sharply. So seeing some relief really. Apart from that, even if we see futures of the US market are marginally positive, whereas Asian market are showing good recovery similar to US. And even if you see the metal market, they are also showing some positive sign, wherein iron ore is up by around 3% and steel is up by around 1%, whereas aluminum and copper are flat. And oil is becoming again a concern with now moving up to $120 from Friday similar time of around $117. So that keep on moving up now. So overall, seems like we may see bounce back here also. So now request technical team to take up from here.
Yes, thank you. So good morning, all of you. Looking towards the Asian markets, I believe our Nifty is likely to open with a gap up and we're likely to continue its pullback rally towards 16,500 to 16,600 levels on the higher sides. For the today intraday purpose, the first resistance will be at 16,500 level. If it's break that level, then 16,600, 16,770 levels can be seen on the higher side. Whereas on a low side, 16,300 will act as the first immediate intraday support level. If it's break that level, then 16,220 and 16,170 levels are the good support levels for the bank Nifty. The view will remain sideways as we are witnessing a pullback rally in this particular indices as long as the Nifty sustains above 16,100 level. Coming towards the bank Nifty, we are witnessing that pullback rally into the bank Nifty as well. Friday itself, we have seen that the Nifty has almost shown a positive bias with a 1.64% on the closing basis and surpasses the level of 35,500 levels on the closing basis, which gives a positive sign. For today intraday purpose, the first resistance for the bank Nifty is at 35,800 level. Any more above that level, we believe that a positive bias likely to be extended towards 36,000 levels. Whereas on a downside, 35,370 is the first support level. Below that level, 35,140 levels can be seen. Coming towards the Nifty Finance, for today intraday purpose, 16,150 and 16,230 are the crucial resistance level. Whereas on the support side, 15,950 and 15,830 are the two levels to watch out as the support levels. Stock specific, NOSIL really looks very good. We are witnessing a pullback rally into the NOSIL. Friday itself, we have initiated a buy call. Just have a look on those on NOSIL. I believe it has a potential to reach up to 260 to 270 levels on the higher side. Stop loss can be kept at 234. And one can take a buy call at the NOSIL itself. That's it from my end. I request Ayush to take a call on derivatives.
Thank you, Swati. Very good morning, everyone. As for the last 2 days, derivatives data and open interest, overall markets are positive. And looking at the data points and option chain, starting with the call option data, highest open interest of around 23 lakh contracts is at 17,000 strike, which will act as a crucial resistance in the June series. Whereas if we move to the put option data, it indicates the highest open interest of around 31.6 lakh contracts at 15,500, which will be a strongest support level for the Nifty in June series. Also, the put writers are seen at 16,000 to 16,000 strikes, which is a positive data. As we have also mentioned in the monthly report, once Nifty closes and trades above 16,400 levels, next target will be around 16,600 to 16,800 levels. Even as per the monthly OI, that is the open interest, after a very long time, we have seen put riders at 16,400 to 16,500 strikes, which is again a very positive scenario. PCR OI is currently trading at 1 and India VIX is around 22. Till the time PCR OI stays below 1 and India VIX below 18, then momentum will get strong and volatility will decrease. Next target for the Nifty in the upcoming days from data point of view is going to be 16,600 to 16,800, whereas support is placed at 16,200 for the next 1 to 2 trading sessions. If we move to the positive stocks as per the open interest, and these are Kotak Bank, Mahindra and Mahindra, and HDFC Life. That's all from my side. I request fundamental guys to take the call forward.
Good morning. Mahindra and Mahindra result was in line with expectations. Revenue grew by 26%. It was led by auto segment, especially the SUVs, which grew by 44% volume-wise, and tractor volumes declined by 30%. Gross margins declined by 1.5% quarter-on-quarter and 5% year-on-year. EBITDA margins were in line with expectation at 11.4%. Rural economy was weak in FY22, but it is expected to improve now with an increase in various crop prices. So even tractor segment should start contributing from the current quarter. And from a long-term perspective, we are positive on M&M. Everest Kanto cylinder result was okay. Although year-on-year growth was strong, on a quarter-on-quarter basis, the result was flattish on all parameters, revenue, EBITDA, profits. Quarterly profits are in the 60 to 65 crore range now for the last 3 quarters. The brownfield capacity of 3 lakh cylinders should start contributing from Q1, and subsequently additional 1 lakh capacity will also start in Q2. So starting from the current quarter, that is Q1, we can witness improvement in sales and profits. So this should be positive for Everest Kanto. PSP projects result was above expectations. Top line grew by 10% year-on-year. EBITDA margin came at 16% versus expectation of 13%, and even year-on-year it was just 12%. So because of higher margins, profits grew by 32% and came at 54 crore versus expectation of 43 crore. So we are positive on PSP projects. GR Infra projects result was also above expectation. Although top line declined by 13% year-on-year, EBITDA margin improved to 18% versus expectation of 16%. Thus, profits grew by around 10%. So because of the big size of the company, the growth potential to that extent would be lower than, let's say, other companies which with a smaller top line. So that is why we are neutral on GR Infra. City Union Bank result is in line with expectation. Provisions came slightly ahead of expectation at 1.7%. However, slippage trend continues to decline every quarter. In last 4 quarters, if we see, it has continuously declined from around 5.3% to 2.2% now, which is a good indication. Also on the operating side, the NIMs improved and OPEX was under control, leading to good operating performance as well. So these are positive signs for City Union Bank. Stock should do well going forward. PB Fintech, which is Policybazaar, result is okay. Revenue grew by a strong 47% quarter-on-quarter and 100% year-on-year. However, EBITDA level loss remains high, and stock is also trading at price to sales of almost 15 times Q4 annualized revenue. So which we feel is quite expensive looking at overall what is happening in global markets too. These loss-making, new age stocks. So we are neutral over here. Care Ratings result has declined. Both revenue and profits have declined by 17% year-on-year, whereas its competitors like ICRA grew by 14% and CRISIL by 20%. Also, the MD who was supposed to work towards the turnaround of Care has resigned last month. And so now the story in Care is over. So we are negative over here. Other companies which posted below expected results, I will just name them so one can avoid from short-term perspective. Hitachi Energy, earlier name was ABB Power Products. Ircon International, PNC Infra, and Engineers India. All these companies' results were below expectation. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Nykaa posted results, and results were in line with expectations. However, internally, the dynamics were a little better because the gross margins improved by 300 bips, though it was not reflected in EBITDA margins because of the increased spends on ad, which we believe is positive from the long-term point of view. Also, the gross market value, that is GMV growth, grew by 45%, and also the fashion percentage has increased to 25% from 16%, which is a margin accretive business. Tarsan Products, that is the company which makes the medical equipments, plastic, for the quarter. Yeah. Uh, Tarson's products announced their results, and results have improved. Sales grew by 25%, and EBITDA margins have also improved both YOY and Q&Q. Gale India announced their results, and results were below expectations. Jubilant Pharmova announced their results, and results have improved Q&Q. However, during the con call, the management has said that if they expect FY23 to be stable and turnaround would only be visible from FY24. Overall, the company has been posting disappointing results from quite some time, and we believe that this kind of a commentary won't work in favor of the company, and we believe that the market would give some more time before start realizing any potential from this company. So we expect the stock to remain muted because even the management was not confident of any improvement in the margins. So overall, we believe that we expect the stock to be remain muted at least in near to medium term. Aarti Industries announced the results, and results were broadly in line with the expectations. Fine Organics announced the results, and results were above expectations on all front. Sales grew by around 90% YOY, and even EBITDA margins have improved to 26% versus expectation of 17%. Though the stock remains expensive at 45 times FY23, we expect that these kind of numbers do command such valuations, and it is unlikely to come in near future. United Spirits announced their results, and results were marginally above expectations. So were the volume, which came at 5% versus expectation of 3.5%. Also, the company has released a press release and saying that they are selling 32 of their popular brands for around 860 crores rupees. So this is positive because they have always been doing and working in favor of concentrating and focusing only on their prestige and above, where the margins are much higher and even the volume uh, prospects are much better. So this we believe is positive. Anyways, we will get more details about the business strategy and future prospects from the scheduled con call today. Glenmark Pharma announced their results, and results is declining. We have seen that the company has been posting such dismal kind of numbers for quite some time. The stock has grossly underperformed the pharma index, and we believe that this is likely to continue in the near future also. Unichem Laboratories announced their results, and results were really good for this quarter. Sales grew by 35%, and the major improvement was in the at the EBITDA level, the profitability level, where the margins came at 19% versus loss last quarter, and 7% EBITDA margins last year. So we believe this is really good numbers, and if the numbers sustain for near term or at least the next 1 to 2 quarters, the company can be a good prospect from investment point of view and see some good turnaround. Clean Science and Technologies announced their results, and results were marginal above expectations. ONGC results were below expectation on almost all front. Gujarat Ambuja Exports announced the results, and here also we have seen very good performance on profitability, where the margin came at 17% versus YOY 11%. Heikel announced the results, and results were declining because of the soft demand in pharma and also higher input cost. One of their plant has been shut down by the pollution board, and that is likely to have an impact in Q1 also. So we believe that the stock can react negatively in today's rate. Krishna Diagnostic announced the results. It's a Pune-based diagnostic company, and results were okay, though we don't have YY numbers for comparable. On Q&Q, numbers were okay. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Transport Corporation of India announced the result, and the company has posted improved set of numbers both on the revenue and the margin front. Info Edge announced the result, although the revenue has improved above expectation. However, margins came in below expectation for the quarter. Aegis Logistics has announced the result. The company has posted below expectation numbers for the quarter, majorly on the profitability front. Stock is trading at 16.5 times FY23 PS. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. India Cement result was below expectation. Revenue came at 1392 crores versus expectation of 1457. EBITDA came at 61.5 crores versus expectation of 152 crores. Margin have declined at 4.4% versus expectation of 10.4%. JSW Steel reported inline set of numbers. Sales volume came at 5.99 million ton versus 4.63 million ton sequentially. EBITDA per ton came at 15,332 versus 19,724 sequentially. Management has guided FY23 steel production volume to be 23.6 million ton and is targeting sales volume of around 22.6 million ton. The increase in coking coal price will impact the company's margin by $100 to $125 per ton in Q1. Also, export duty imposed by the government is likely to keep the stock muted going forward. We are neutral on this company. Welspun Corp reported declining set of numbers. Revenue came at 2011 crores versus 1299 crores sequentially. EBITDA came at 71 crores versus 124 crores sequentially. Godavari Power also reported a declining set of numbers. Revenue came at 1300 crores versus 1402 crores sequentially. EBITDA came at 372 crores versus 420 crores quarter on quarter. Margins have also declined by more than 100 basis points at 28.6%. NMDC had its con call on Friday, wherein the management has guided iron ore production volume to be around 46 to 47 million ton as against 41 million ton in FY22. Increase in volumes will partially offset the decline in iron ore prices. Since the government has imposed 50% export duty on iron ore, company has reduced its iron ore prices by rupees 750 per ton and has further indicated a price cut in the near term. We are neutral on this company. Thank you.
Good morning. Timken India announced its results. The results have improved. Revenue came in at 667 crore, which grew by 31% on a sequential basis and 40% on a YOY basis. EBITDA margin came in at 27% versus QOQ of 22% and 18% on a YOY basis. The stock is trading at a PE of 40 times FY23 EPS. Sharda Motors announced its results. The results have improved. Revenue came in at 618 crore, which grew by 7% on a sequential basis and 2% on a YOY basis. EBITDA margin was at 10.4%, which was flat on a QOQ basis from 10.7%, but improved from 8.7% on a YOY basis. The stock is trading at a PE of 13.6 times TTM EPS. Thank you.
Yeah, CCL Product Management has said that the outlook seems positive for the company. Like the volume growth for the coming period will be around 15 to 17%, and margin can be sustained around 22.5%. Apart from that, the lower result in the fourth quarter was mainly on account of one shipment got delayed of FD, that is freeze dried, and that will be that has already been done in the Q1, and as such Q1 result can be better. Freeze dried as compared to spray dried has a higher margin, and since the gross margin was also comparatively lower in Q4, which will bounce back in Q1. Apart from that, their domestic business, that is Continent brand, is doing very well and consistently growing at 40%. This year they had done revenue of around 170 crore, and next year the target will be over 200 crores. So that is also over a period is getting created as a value for the company. So overall direction for long-term perspective looks quite positive for the company and can be bought at current price. That's all from us. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.